Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
So nice
Hello,
to see
Hello.
hello.
and people in the chat. Oh, I have to bring it up here because I was in the banner section.
Hi,
Oh, here
Wayne.
we go. Oh, so we've got. Oh, I see you guys in the chat, and I see Linda, and
Pooja
Pooja, yeah,
and Wayne.
and Wayne.
Wayne
Oh,
Rich
I
is here.
yeah. Hi, Wayne, my favorite guy. Um, yeah. So this week I went over to help a neighbor who's very, very toxic. She's very negative. And so I went up to help her. And then she started talking to me in a very disrespectful tone. And I said, stop that. I deserve to be spoken to in a respectful tone. She didn't. She just dug deeper.
Yeah.
And I said, I came here to help you, but I will not if you're going to be
Yeah.
disrespectful to me. And I walked out.
Good for you.
Nice.
And then a few hours later, she apologized. She texted me and apologized. Now, this is a person that never apologizes. But
Yeah.
it shows you like drawing your boundaries and saying politely but firmly, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put up with this. I don't deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
And turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Linda. Yeah, it felt really good. I mean, there was earlier in our friendship where she'd do something like that, and I would just be quiet, not say anything because I'm trained as a teacher that deals with difficult people. Like I would have more behavior problems in my class because I could handle them and bring them along. So often when somebody spots off like that, I just go into I don't
Mm-hmm.
react. And that's what I did before. And then I finally with this person, I thought, no.
Yeah.
And as I left the door, I turned my head and said, you just don't get it, do you?
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
People treat us the way that we allow them to treat us. And, I mean,
Exactly.
if there's no consequence to being like that, then it would never occur to someone to change. So yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I had I, and I won't go into details
No, you
with
don't have
this,
to.
but let um last week's show we did a reading and someone um
Took offense to
didn't
it?
like they didn't like the reading that I gave them, or they
Well,
misinterpreted
to
the
them.
reading of what I gave them, and yeah, sent me a comment that was not very flattering and reiterating the question, which was different from the one that
Right.
was originally posed.
Right.
So I did my level best. I responded and said, I'm sorry. Even offered a free reading to
Mm-hmm.
sort of compensate if there was any misunderstanding. And
Oh, you bet
again, I
your
got a
eyes.
nasty comment back, and it was like, okay, you're done. Guess what? Delete,
Delete, delete, delete.
delete.
You tell the
Yeah,
Yeah.
universe, delete.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I do have boundaries. I don't mind being called if I have done something that someone perceives as being wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a big girl. I don't mind being asked, is that what you really meant? Or is that whatever? So,
Yeah.
I will
Er,
explain myself. And
Get
if I'm wrong in something, I
clarification.
will say I'm wrong. But do not come at me with accusations and things. And then, I thought afterwards that was an overreaction to something that I meant about someone else. So if you reacted the way that you did, I hit a nerve.
They're
Mhm.
triggered. Yeah, they're
They were
they're triggered. And
Yeah.
yeah, they
Very
don't need to
much so.
spew their trigger stuff at you. It's for them to internalize it and understand what
Yes.
they've done or how they misperceived it by their
Yes.
stuff in their way.
Yes.
They couldn't see clearly.
Yes. Yeah,
You have to
absolutely.
release
So
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Carolyn Booker, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We did that. I sent Reiki. I know all of you all did.
We all
And
did, yeah.
healing energies already this morning for Keith
Yes.
and and Aley. Give Aley strength and comfort.
Yes, please send her healing, her and Keith,
Right.
her husband, healing energy and love. They really need it right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Val, how do you handle these people?
I get the delete meter out for
So you get the what meter out? I missed that.
delete finger out
Oh,
and
yeah.
delete if it's someone in the chat that is going off because
Right.
they're having a bad day and they didn't think about what they were saying before they said
Yeah.
it. So I give them the benefit of the doubt and help them out.
Yes.
Delete. I do their deletion for them.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
And
Right.
then if it's someone in my life, as
Mhm.
I have learned, even though I am very pretty much passively going along with the flow, and then something happens and I'm
I
like,
see.
huh, that's interesting. I don't internalize it or take it to heart, but then the universe stops me and goes, Valerie, you've got to tell them, you've got to set boundaries because the universe believes that that's what you're going to allow in your life. So
Yeah.
I had to stop doing what I was doing and go take care of business by saying,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. This is my boundary. Don't ever blah, blah, blah. Even though I didn't give it a crap.
Yeah.
Right.
It is
Right.
if everything is a mirror to you that the universe is bringing in front of you, that is a lesson for you to understand. And so if somebody's in the chat doing blah, 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 it's my boundary to go boom. And if somebody's in front of me going off, it's my boundary to say, universe, I think we've got this. Not delete, but you put it into it and you say, this is where I'm at and this is a bridge too far, whatever you want to say. So never
And it just
go along without. Don't do the passive aggressive and get mad later. Try to stay in the present moment. And if someone is way hella offensive to you out in public, for instance, and you think, oh, I'm just going to go along and I'm just going to suck it up. No, it is not the turning the other cheek thing. It is the, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. And I don't believe you're meaning to put this energy out toward me. And I am just going to tell you now, you might want to rethink your energy output. However nicely you want to frame that, whether it's a store clerk being cranky or whether it's a neighbor across the street yelling at you for something, point it out in the nicest way possible and say, I don't believe that should be extended toward me, and you might be having a bad day. So whatever. You're just saying you're really not up for that kind of treatment, and you're identifying it, and you're telling the universe, I'm good. You don't have to send me that lesson anymore.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say to Book Bewitched, she says, could we stop and send Aley and Keith blessings of health, etc.?
I do that all morning long. So
after Sherry speaks, let's do that. We can have a moment where we send. Yeah. Okay, Sherry.
It's so apropos because something very similar like this happened to me like 2 weeks ago at work, just before I got COVID. But Um, there was some issues going on, and myself and the other admin were both very frustrated because we both kind of got left out of the loop, and then we're being asked for information that we didn't have any information on because we got left out of the loop. And so I responded to an email from our dean's office, and I vented a little. I'll be the first to admit I was kind of blowing off steam, but I never accused them or aimed any of that steam at them. I was just saying that we were frustrated because, nobody on our side of the building bothered to let us know what was going on.
Yes.
And so we're trying to deal with something completely clueless. And I mean, I was venting a little bit, but it wasn't like I wasn't cussing people out or screaming at people or anything. And then I get this really nasty email back saying, well, perhaps if you would come and talk to us before you accused us of that. And I responded and I said, my apologies. I said, I never accused you of anything. I said, I expressed my frustration from our end of not having the information we needed that y'all were asking for, and I had no way to provide it.
Sherry, the only thing I would have taken out of your email is the word frustrated, because if you put any emotion word in a document at work, it triggers people. So you just got to say, we've had people come to us about XYZ, and I would like a read-in on the situation, however you want to phrase it.
And I realized that after the fact, but I emailed her right back, and I said, my apologies. Said,
they will get the idea.
I never aimed any anger at you.
They're going to know that they left you out by you saying,
and I told her, I said, I wasn't aiming the anger at you. I didn't accuse you. If you go back and read the email, you'll see I didn't accuse you of anything. I was just venting because I was upset. I said, and granted, I probably should have left that part of it out. I said, but it was just in a moment of frustration, which again is a thing of don't send an email off.
Energy.
When you're frustrated, think about it.
Energy is catching like the flu. And if you send a smile, people smile. If you send a frustration, you get it back.
Well, like I said, I sent an apology. I said, I apologize if I offended anybody. Wasn't my intention. And I left it at that. And I didn't say another word. And for the next week, anytime I would see any of them in the hall, it was kind of this cold shell. I acted like everything was normal. Didn't respond. I'd see him. I'd say, hey, and keep going. I had already apologized. I wasn't going to do it again, And like a couple of days ago, one of them called me on the phone to ask me something. Yeah, sure, no problem. I was able to give him the information. And then today, the other one showed up in my doorway to come ask me how I was doing. Like, I'm doing good. What can I do for you? It's like I'm friendly, but it's like, leave it in the door.
Those were good examples of,
it's just, and like I said, granted, I shouldn't have vented
we're all going to vent at some
multi-party email,
We're human beings.
Right. And, but it just goes to show, especially when it's an email or a text, when you don't hear a person's voice.
Yeah, you don't understand.
You really don't know what the vibe is.
It's a whole different
what's
thing.
being said.
Yeah. That's why you have to take the emotion out of every communication in business. I have to take the emotion out of my husband's emails to the board of. He sits on the board of the homeowners association because he gets frustrated, and I have to take it out because they can't hear your message. All they hear is what you're venting, and they don't hear the important words you want to say.
And if they're already upset, that's how they're going to read your email.
And that too. You know, all this chaos energy out in the world is happening for every single person, stirring
Yeah.
up all this full moon stuff, all this astrology. And man, people are so
It's
easy to
just
trigger.
all of
My
the
husband's
anger
telling
and
me
the
stories.
hatred,
People are exploding.
all
You
the
know,
anger and hatred
the
that has been
anger.
let loose since 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually before then, since 2008 when Obama
Right.
won the first time.
Yeah.
And that's when it started. And it was just like it's just been building and building and building. And
Yeah.
it's like people now, there's no middle medium, it's either hot or cold. They're either talking to you or they're screaming at you. And there's no in between. It's like either they're perfectly happy or else they're flying off the handle. And you're
It's
like, what the hell brought
it's
that on?
intense
Yeah.
energy out there. And
Very
people
intense.
don't know what's happening, and then they really are clueless as to they just go off because they don't even know
Yeah,
what it's all
exactly.
about. Yeah.
Yep. And more than anything, this just goes to show, especially you guys in the chat, if you're not familiar with this setting boundaries, just because we have done it more than once, you would think that we have it down pat. We
Oh,
don't.
no.
We don't. It's a challenge. We deal with it all the time, and it's
Yeah.
just a matter of, yeah, like I said, people will treat you the way that you allow them to treat you.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I can remember it was kind of a parting shot as I left this woman. I said, oh, I can't remember what I said when I went out the door, but another thing I said was, you are your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Because she says, oh, everybody screws her. Well, yeah, the way she treats people don't want to deal with her. She's
And do you wonder when someone would be, when they say, well, everybody always screws me. You
Yeah.
have,
You
by
told the
saying those
universe
words, you have told the universe that's what you want.
exactly.
And the universe says,
exactly.
oh, she wants more chaos.
Well, this is
Line up.
yeah, this is the same woman who's been fighting 12, I believe it is. She had money stolen from her,
Mm.
millions and millions, and she lives in a
Ouch.
trailer now fighting this case.
Well, sometimes, that is what happens when you hold on to things too tightly.
Exactly.
And then the universe helps you. You
Yeah.
pull in the experience of letting it go so that you can realign yourself with your heart again.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
has a button.
I sat here one day, she was over for tea,
Mm.
and she said, oh, I miss my mother. Which was weird because she says, I feel my mother in me a lot, because her mother was, I mean, she had a horrible childhood. I'm not the mother, but my friend,
Yeah.
sexual abuse, the whole thing, and beaten by her mother, and it was awful. I mean, she's so damaged. But anyway, she said, I felt my mother around me, and so I sat there and I tuned in, and I told her, she said, you've got to get rid of that black cloud over your head. You've got to think more positively, that you're going to see a positive resolution to this case about their stolen money. I mean, we're talking about $30 million.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can understand her frustration.
I can't
but
even imagine that much money.
no, I can't either. Actually,
That
I will
many
divulge,
zeros don't compute.
I will divulge that she's actually an ex of mine. I don't have very many exes in my life, but she's an ex of mine, and this is why, because she just so negative. It got to be the point where I couldn't say anything to her without her arguing about it. And so the kinds of things topics we could talk about got smaller and smaller until I just didn't talk anymore.
Yeah.
And I say, goodbye, I'm done. But yeah, her mother said, you've got to change your attitude about this.
Yep.
That you will get the money, I know what it was. She said that you deserve it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So, hey, thank you everyone for being here with us. This is so nice. I really get a good energy boost whenever I'm in the chat, and it just, yeah, I pick up on your energies, and I pick up on my sister's energies, and it's just lovely. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, go to all the channels, do the thumbs up, leave a comment, leave an emoji after the video. That's all. You just have to, leave an emoji, and it really helps.
Yeah. And I would like to I'm going to start doing work on my channel. I keep saying that, but I am. And I need more subscribers so I can have donations, because, I have equipment that I still have, that needs to be paid for.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I love doing this work.
I have equipment. I guess I need to start replacing.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
I did hear about this morning. Warren Buffett's son his name is Howard Buffett, gave Ukraine $500 million. And what this person said,
I saw that.
Yeah. What this person said was, those Buffetts, Warren Buffett, he lives simply, like they just live in a regular kind of home with a ranch. And they're so generous with their money. And obviously the son has learned that as well. And so command, $500 million. Well, those idiots in the House won't do anything about it. And I'm talking about the GOP idiots, of course.
I know.
Okay. I just wanted to share that because that was good news. Okay. I always feel better after interacting with all of you kind souls. Oh, that's right.
Thank you.
Aw, Care Bear.
I know everybody kept saying, what are you doing being on when I was sick with COVID 2 weeks ago? And I was like, because it makes me feel better.
Yes.
Just to be able to draw in that energy, it just makes me feel better. And
absolutely. I've been having dreams of late. It's been really interesting. The last dream I had that I don't remember last night's dream, but the dream the night before that, I had this dream, and it wasn't putting me in a flattering light, like it was a life lesson. And I realized these dreams that I'm getting, it's like I'm getting my life review early.
Oh.
Because it brings up all the crap.
It's more like you're getting a review of what you can realize you've accomplished, so that you can go forward from a fresh perspective. Like they're saying, okay, all of this, we're purging it, we're releasing it, and now you're going to have this fresh start on.
Exactly.
As a light worker in 2024, they're like, okay, get rid of all this, and you're going to go forward from a new platform, fresh and clean.
So I came to that as well, Val, that really, it's what they're doing is they're showing me, stuff I have to let go of, but also what I didn't get right, and I have time to get it right and to change, right?
Yay.
So I thought that was fascinating.
The
same thing. I've been having dreams that have a lot of crap in it. And so I think I'm been sitting in the crap, and okay, you gotta go. You gotta get rid of it. Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Yep, totally.
Exactly.
All about the crap.
Al's mom commented about, the Supreme Court is going to hear Donald Trump's immunity case. How's that going to go? Well,
it's going to be a non-thing, because obviously he doesn't have immunity, and it can only be that one way. It's just how long are they going to stretch it before you hear no, he doesn't have immunity. That is the only issue. How long are they going to drag their feet?
Yeah, exactly.
We already know what the outcome can only be, because they can't reinvent law and the Constitution from there. They have to follow, as Supreme Court justices, the Constitution, which says, no, he doesn't have immunity.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm surprised.
And Susie was sworn in. Perfect. Because I heard that the Republicans were holding up his confirmation.
Right. The guy that replaced
Yes,
yeah,
Santos.
fart face.
Yeah,
Sorry.
him. Yeah, him. And
Hooray. And
he,
Moscow Mitch is stepping down. He's going to
Wow.
finish out his
Yeah,
current
November.
thing,
Yeah.
and then he's done.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
really
I never
messed
thought
up.
I would see that day.
It's health
No,
issues.
no.
I believe that really it's health issues that forced
Yeah.
him down. At 82 years old. Yeah.
Sharon, hit what? Look up at 6. It'd be what, 5:27, 4:27 your time. Sandy Johnson.
Sandy Johnson?
Yeah, Sandi Johnson. Would she put
I don't see it.
about crap dreams?
Oh, what does crap dreams mean? I get them where I have to go off and are looking for clean bathrooms.
I saw that. I thought, okay, that's exactly the kind of humor I need tonight.
That's probably a metaphor for the fact that you're looking around and there's nothing clean and nothing without chaos and disarray. And you're looking for this beautiful utopic earth and you haven't found it quite yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what? In my in my whatever knowledge or working with the dreams, to me the SHIT is always a sign of abundance.
Oh, that's
so
really?
the more crap that there is, the bigger stuff will come in. Particularly, and for me, it's with not only crap but with dogs. The bigger the dog that comes to me in the dream, the bigger the amount of money that happens to come to me. It hasn't failed me yet.
Really, because I have to say, when you're having anxiety during a dream and you're going, oh my God, there's no clean bathrooms to use, it doesn't feel like abundance.
No,
you're like, oh,
I have exactly
it feels like,
dream.
and I have to say, my dreams never match any dream book ever. And I have like 6 dream books. I look something up. No, it's never in there. My dreams are never in dream books. And it never matches. If you look up one thing, a horse, it never matches what my dream was about.
Yeah.
It just never has in all these years. So I think everybody's dream has to be interpreted by, I'm sorry, dream people, but everything has to be interpreted by you. What was going on in your life to trigger these dreams? And what did these things mean to you? And how did you feel during the dream? What did it bring up anxiety? Did you feel great? All these things are so personal. I don't
absolutely. Yeah.
And I've gotten pretty good at interpreting my own dreams.
Yeah, you kind of got to do it on your
my dreams. My dreams around like that was around crap. Mine is me trying to find a bathroom just to go take a wee, and I can't find a clean bathroom. It happens, or I find an acceptable one and relieve myself, but then as I walk out the door, I still feel full and I have to find another bathroom.
Oh gosh.
So anyways, it's terrible. And finally I wake up because my bladder's so darn full.
Yeah.
They're trying to wake me up. Sharon, you need to wee.
I was going to say, whenever I have a dream about going to the bathroom, I wake up, I'm running for the bathroom. It's like,
they
wake me up in time.
Like Sharon's doing a deep job out of the body and she's too busy to come back to her body.
Exactly.
And so they're giving her, it's like, well, I've got to find a damn bathroom up here in the astral. And she's looking.
I know, because I'm really busy at night.
And then she has to come back into her body to go because
That's right.
She's
That's right.
so full because she can't go on the astral.
Exactly. And as I said, sometimes I am able to relieve myself in whatever
Yeah.
they sent me in the
Yeah.
dream. But then immediately go, I'm still full.
Yeah.
That didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, they're going, knock, knock,
Yeah.
wake up.
You gotta
But I have-
actually physically
I
go.
have to sleep out
Oh
2 or
my
3 times
gosh.
a month.
Yep. It's all that work you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I know I'm supposed to be busy at night. I'm up on the spaceship doing collating reports from Earth and stuff
You
like
have to
that.
have all these
The whole
dreams to
department.
come back.
So, anyways, yeah. No, I definitely astral travel.
There isn't
And I
one
did
of us who doesn't leave the body at night when we go to sleep. We do that because we have other work we do.
Yeah,
And,
other work.
yeah, we all do work when we're.
I don't know what I was doing last night, but I woke up my hair all messed up, like the Just F looked. But I'm afraid that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Look what Steve Watts, what Mickey wrote at Steve Watts.
Toilet story.
Yeah. Wondered why his feet were getting wet.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's funny.
that is. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. Oh,
Wasn't connected. Oh,
yeah.
oh man.
There you go. That's why it was all
Oh,
brand
that's
new and shiny.
That's what I thought. That's
Oh,
what I thought.
man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
those things happen.
love the chat. Dreams have been off the rail lately. Yeah, like I just had
Yeah,
some
they
crazy-
really have, because you know what? We're like going overtime on things out of the body at night. And sometimes you come back in and you're so darn tired.
Oh,
You're
I was gonna
exhausted.
say, I don't remember my dreams, but I know I go to bed tired and I wake up and I'm exhausted.
Mhm.
It's like,
You're exhausted.
what have I been doing?
Because you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're busy working in the other states.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to happen more and more as we get closer and closer to things. We're getting almost to the breaking point. You know, you can see it. It's kind of like watching a car crash. Everything is going in slow motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to get ourselves ready for what's coming.
That's why Sharon's having all the crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting ready.
Yes, no, they're preparing me. I'm just really that crap, but also, okay, you got to get this right.
Yes, it is for all of that. So yeah, just like Marina said, we are hitting that. We're getting close to that point where, we're all being called to step on board and help humanity in our own ways for real out there in the world. So yeah, I know you've all felt a calling. You may not. Some of you already stepped on the platform.
I got duct tape.
Figuring it out. Yeah, we need some duct tape.
My driver's side window broke, right? And the glass went down into the door.
Yeah.
And so they took the panel off to get the glass back up.
Yeah.
And my brother duct taped it all the way around. Well, it's been slowly working its way loose. And tonight on my way home, I drove with one hand trying to keep the glass crashing down into the door again. So
I just want to say hi to
April. I just have to wait till April, y'all. It's almost here.
And duct tape works for everything.
Oh,
yes, it does.
I carry it in the car. I carry it everywhere.
Yeah.
I just gotta wait till April, and I won't have this issue anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about
keeping your car together.
Okay, I'm gonna make an official declaration. I've been manifesting this for 2 years now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Someone is giving me a car.
Yeah.
A very, very nice car.
A car that'll last for a really long time, even at the age it is, it'll last a
I
really
mean,
long
it's a 2004, but it's in
Yeah.
excellent shape from what I'm being told.
Absolutely.
The only caveat is I have to fly to LA to go get it and drive it back.
a very small price to pay.
Oh, yeah, you got that right.
Yeah.
So my son's going to go with me. We're going to fly to LA
Oh, that's
to get the
great.
car. I'm going to try to round up as many people out there that live in the area to have an
Yes.
afternoon meet and greet lunch, and so I can actually meet a few people face to face and
I wish
head
I
back.
needed, I almost wish today that I needed a new car because there was one on our local, we call it the Salt Spring Exchange, where we put
Mhm.
local ads, right? So anyways, there was a car that Toyota was 2004, but it only had 128,000 kilometers, which would
Oh,
be
wow.
what, about 80,000 miles?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
this one's got
it's
100,000
in
miles
great
on it.
shape. I thought, damn, that'll be a good car for somebody.
Yeah. And for a
Yeah.
Mercedes to have 100,000 miles, it's almost like having nothing.
Just
Because
broke
the
it in.
engines
Just
last
broke it in. Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes. I
Yeah.
nearly
I knew
fell
it
out of
was.
the chair.
Yeah.
I nearly
they
fell
last.
out of the chair when I was told that. I was like, "Don't tease me." That's
Because
not
those
funny.
engines are like a tank.
And they're like, "No, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm serious."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, thank you, Rose.
Aw.
Oh, nice, Rose.
That's
Aw.
awesome. Well, my tax return should be in last week of March. And so I talked to the person earlier today, and we're going to get together this weekend and talk on the phone, work out some details. I said, so, April is because, it'll be April before I can get out there. So they're like, yeah, that's fine. So
Perfect.
That's nice.
that gives them
Oh,
time
thank you, Dr.
to
Pierre.
finish recovering from surgery and whatnot. So, and I told them, I said, I haven't told anybody this yet, except for a handful of close friends. I said, but it's getting harder and harder to not say something.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
So, it's been 2 years in the manifesting. So it's like once you just let go of it and go, okay, fine, I'll drive the junker just as long as it runs. That's when spirit turns around and says, oh no, we got something nicer.
Exactly. Because you've just put it out there that
Because everybody kept telling me, picture it
mean-
in your head, put pictures up. I was like, I don't care what kind of car it is. I really don't. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a color. I don't care. I just want it to run and not be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Well, now
And
you're
have-
in the Mercedes Club.
and have AC and heat
She'll
that
know
works.
you.
So
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of gratitude work past couple of weeks.
That's
And
fantastic, Sherry. You deserve it.
so
You
Boy,
do a
people have
lot
been
for the
praising it.
community, and you should have something that is dependable.
yes, I have a mechanic that will go over it once I get it home. So
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
that's already taken care of. So I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it. But and then like I said, my son's going to be with me to drive back. We're going to stop in Tucson on the way and see Juno. And I don't know, Val, where you're at between LA
You
and
can stop
Louisiana.
here.
But,
I am right on the way. You literally go by my house.
well, see, that's why I
I
said
am
Fun.
offended if you don't stop.
no. Yeah, that's why I was like, I need to find out where.
You have
exactly
my
now is
address.
the map. I have
I'm
your
right.
address.
I can tell you, I am not even 5 minutes. As you go by, you'll be going by. You'll
On
probably
I-10, yeah.
you'll use St. Rose. You'll use St. Rose Highway probably because that's the easiest way. But if you don't, I am just like, listen, I am 7 minutes from the airport, so I'm 7 minutes off the. You're that close to me.
Yeah.
No excuse.
No excuse.
Mid-April, I was going to be accompanying Lori to Las Vegas. She was going down there for a course.
Mhm.
And but anyway, she's changed her mind. But I was going to go with her, and I was going to tell you, look you
Aw.
up. But next time.
Next time.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the only thing I was
Well, I've
interested
got
in.
Val, and then I've got Juno, who lives in Arizona.
Mhm,
My son has a couple of old Navy buddies that are in Phoenix
mhm.
that he wants to stop and see, and then
Yep.
just open road after that.
It's going to be a great trip for
Oh,
you
yeah.
and your son. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really nice to spend time with your
Yeah.
child on the road.
And with you can feel like you're going to feel like you're carefree. That's
Yeah.
when it comes into my mind. It's
Yeah.
going to be exciting because you have something wonderful that you get to drive and it's yours now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're going to feel like $1,000,000.
Good. I'm ready to
Yeah.
feel that.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
but I find, it's been hard, man. I've been sitting on this, Marina, like a month now, I guess.
Yeah,
You've been wanting a car forever. I can remember you asking us questions. You know, when
That's how long I've been trying to manifest a car, and it just
exactly.
I finally got to the point where it was like, okay, fine, I'll drive the damn shit car, and I won't say anything about it anymore.
Yep.
And then that's when I get this message that says, "Are you still looking for a car?" Like,
and that was right after we had gotten on. Sherry was back home from having taken her son to emergency. I think that was the day.
Yes, that was
and
the
it was
day.
like 1:00 in the morning, and she's on, so I popped on. And then Arthur popped on, and Sherry's talking about the car, and Arthur says, just stop. I told you, you're going to get it in April, and someone's going to give it to you. And it wasn't but a day or two later that.
I immediately had to send Arthur a text and say, dude, you're scaring me, man.
Yeah.
And so it's part of you was like, oh, I can't accept that, because it's such a magnanimous gift. But it's to realize that I'm not the only one getting blessed. The person giving is getting blessed, because they feel like they're answering Spirit's call to do what they're doing, and that's how it was approached to me. It was like, I was just told this was for you, because I was getting rid of it, and he said, I clear as bell, I heard it, this is for sharing. So
wow, that is amazing.
So it was incredible is right, Mary. Yes, it's I still pinch myself, and I didn't say anything for about a week almost, because I was scared that I was gonna jinx it.
You had a reading with me, and your masters told you, without knowing anything about it, they said they'd bring you a car.
That, sure enough, didn't
they? And it happened a few
days. That was like a week before.
Yep.
Without knowing the Arthur thing, we
had the reading, I think 2 days before.
2 days before
the Arthur thing, before my son had the ER trip. And
they said they'd bring it
look,
in.
I don't know what I'm gonna name her. It's gonna depend on when I get in her. And if it tells me it's a she or a he. I've had some cars that were she's, I've had some cars that were he's. And they usually will tell me through a song. It's like, once I'll start driving it, there'll be one song that'll do like a loop in my head for days. It's like, okay. That's when I had that black Camry. Every time I get in it, I'd hear that song, Black Betty.
Yeah.
Oh, Black Betty, band lamp. Yeah. I would hear that song. It took about a week, and I was like, oh, okay. Your name's Black Betty. I get it. You're a solid black car inside and out. I get it. Okay, that's your name.
So on the subject of road trips, because we've only have 2 questions to answer, but can you talk about the best road trip you ever took? Best memories. This is for all, including me. I can go first if you want to think. In 2002, summer of 2002, We already had a van, like a little minivan, Ford minivan. And we bought off the exchange, the Salt Spring Exchange. It was a really incredible price and needed to be fixed. Something fixed. But my husband had no problem fixing it. And off we went. I just decided to take my girls, our two daughters, and then a friend of theirs, they're good friends of ours, their daughter, I considered her my niece, and she considered me Auntie. She called me Auntie Sharon. So, anyways, the three girls, they were 12, 15, and 15, and we went right across Canada. And it was such an incredible trip. We sang, we laughed, and I kept saying to the girls, you realize that we are putting down memories that we'll never, ever, ever forget. I said, I'll be 80 years old sitting on my rocking chair on the porch, the outside porch, and I'm going to be laughing about thinking about these memories. In fact, at one, we're coming back on the way back, we just got into BC, and we were at Christina Lake, I think it was. And anyways, I was sitting at the picnic table at a campsite, and the girls made me laugh so hard. I said, stop it, stop it, stop it. I can't laugh any longer. I'm going to be myself. And they just kept at it.
Yeah.
And then they all ran away.
Yeah, but you make me do.
I know. Oh my God. It was the greatest trip ever. It just, oh, wow.
I've had a lot of fun trips that we've made across country or from Texas to Florida and back again. But I think the most profound trip I ever made was in 1969. We left Texas and went to Florida to go visit relatives 2 weeks before Hurricane Camille hit. That was a Cat 5. And that was before I-10 was finished in that section of the states. So you had to cut down to the old Highway 98, which runs right along the beach. And I remember us going to Florida and all of these beautiful old antebellum homes that just lined the beach front. You know, they were all there lined up, the road, the water. About 2 months later, when the road finally opened up for people to drive on it, and I remember all of us in tears as we were driving back to Texas. Over 75% of the homes were gone. The ones that were still there were just destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
There was ships, fishing ships and stuff, trawlers and whatnot, up in people's yards. You know,
Oh my gosh.
you could see 2x4s piercing pine trees because that's how I used to think that's how hard the wind was blowing. And I had a meteorologist explain to me, actually what happens is the wind will make the tree vibrate to the point that it starts opening up and stuff will go through it and get stuck.
Wow.
And that's how you see stuff get stuck in the trees. It's because the tree is vibrating so much that it opens the fibers of the tree and it allows things to pass through.
Wow.
But I just remember the trip back.
Which hurricane was this?
Hurricane Camille. It hit past Christian, Mississippi, and then on eastward into Florida in the August of 1969. July or August, I don't remember.
Yeah, in 1962 we had quite the hurricane that it was amazing. But not like that though. And then we had another
Cat 5. It was a Cat 5. I remember seeing news reels of people going, I can't find my house. And they would find it 2 blocks over where it landed because it washed away. It made Katrina look like nothing.
Wow.
The only other hurricane I've ever been through that was worse was Andrew. And that was another Cat 5. So, but it's just burned in my memory.
Yeah.
The change in the landscape from going to going back.
Yeah.
And just
On
what
the
nature
last,
could do, you know.
on the
And
last, oops,
I
sorry.
was 8 years old. So,
Yeah.
you know.
On the last day of classes in our district in December 2018, we had a hurricane. Of course, being on this island, it's so forested. The trees just went down everywhere. You couldn't go by car. You were trapped. And we had kids at school. We had to stay with them, and our power went out. We have auxiliary power, but it went out. It doesn't last very long. When we were really miffed, like, come on, we could have a better safety plan administration, than what's in place now. We should at least have a generator. Right across the street, one of our teachers lived, and so he brought over his personal generators that we could have power. We had the kids all in the gym
Yeah.
because that was a safe spot to be. And but parents, they try to get there. They got there on foot or bicycle, mountain bikes or anything they could because the roads were just, and so we did get home that night. It was pretty late.
Well, I
But,
can tell you one of my best road trips
yeah,
was one of those last minute things. And I was living in Nova Scotia at the time in Dartmouth. And
Right.
one of my dearest friends from over there, she and her husband moved to Ottawa. And I really, really missed having her around. Well, I think it was the following summer or 2 summers after. Anyway, she came back to Nova Scotia for a visit, and we were having a great old time. And she had gotten a ride to Nova Scotia with another couple who were visiting family. So really enjoying our time. She said, I almost hate to think that I've got to go. I've got to get ready there. We're going back tomorrow and whatnot. And this was just before the weekend. And I say, hey, why don't you stay the weekend and I'll give you a ride home? Because, that's just down the road.
Yeah, right. It's not just down the road.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and Kathy and I we were like soul family. And she kind of looked at me and went, okay. So I said to my husband, because I was married at the time, I said, all right, I'm going on a road trip. I had an exchange student from Australia that was staying with us at the time. And I said, Reed, you want to go see Canada's capital? We're going to go on a road trip. So here was the three of us. And there was somebody else that I know that there was 4 of us in the car. Anyway, in my little Sunbird, which standard, that nobody else knew how to drive a standard. So yours truly did all the driving. We had so much fun from the moment that we left until we got to Ottawa. And even there, and even on the way back, it was just so many wonderful memories. Just little things. We stopped at one restaurant for breakfast, and that was the day after we started our trip. I think it was somewhere in New Brunswick. And so Kathy had placed her order. She wanted bacon and eggs and blah, blah, blah. And the waitress said, well, how would you like your eggs? And she said, can I get them cold and runny? And the waitress looked at her and she said, cold and runny, that's not how we do it. And she said, yeah, well, you did the last time I came through. It was just, the whole trip was little things like that, yeah, even now I think about it and I'm right there just having that wonderful experience. So yeah.
Okay, I just looked at the time.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, if you've got a short story, that's fine.
We don't have time. I have to go right after this. I've got dinner plans.
Okay, all right. I need to go into, okay, how come I can't see them? Oh, there they are. All right, I'll go to the banners. Here's the first question from artist Liz. Will we be able to heal our planet before it's too late?
Yes.
Okay.
Forgot to unmute. Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that loud and clear.
I'm going to have to say goodbye to all of you all. I got
Okay.
here right on time, so I'm sorry to leave you with all the
No,
questions.
that's fine. That's fine.
You guys, please understand it's
Absolutely.
engagement.
Not a problem, Val.
No problem,
You
Val.
have
No problem
a
at
great
all.
time.
No.
Enjoy dinner. Have a drink for me.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. I will.
Yeah, enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Will we be able to heal our planet? Yes, we are. Right now, we are at the crossroads. We are at the Three of Swords, where we are witnessing what we have done to the planet. We are witnessing the glaciers that are melting. We are witnessing storms that we've never had before. We're witnessing wildfires that are going through Texas that are just consuming everything. Mother Earth has had enough, and she's sending us messages that y'all better get your what together, or I'm going to step in and it's going to be time out for you. So I think that more and more people are waking up. Yes.
This is my new deck, Angels and Horrors. I love this deck.
Nice.
Angel Uriel in the color gold.
Yep.
Talks about passion, talks about having epiphanies. I think that's what's happening with a lot of people right
Yes.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about being driven.
Yeah.
We've got to get to the stage where we're driven to actually do something about it.
Yeah. And look at this. I drew the Two of Wands, and he's holding the earth in his hands, right? Yes. Yes. We are, we have plans and strategies. We can do this. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now the next question is so long. Is this one from you, Marina? Or from
Yeah.
you?
I think this one came from me. Yeah.
Okay. So I had to do it in 4 different sections. So
That's all right. Yeah.
Okay. She says, a conundrum. I am a happy camper, generally speaking, but I was diagnosed with hidden depression decades ago. I've never heard that, but I kind of sense what it is. I think I had it.
Yeah.
It still blows my hair back, but nonetheless, here it is. I mean, on the outside, I gave you the impression that nothing was wrong. That I was a very positive person, but inside, I was definitely depressed. And so anyways, but I'm fine now.
Yeah.
Got lots of work and medication, but I'm fine. Next one. But it is here for my whole life. But is it here for my whole life, this incarnation? I've met with therapists in the past, but not much came of it. Willing to try again. However, I'm not convinced this is what's most helpful. I feel like something of a different modality would be more productive. What do your guides say about what seems to be a case of depression that I've tracked back to my childhood? Am I stuck with it? I think there's just one more. Am I stuck with it, or is there something or someone out there that could genuinely help? Many thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Claudia, depression sometimes it is a chemical imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do anything about it any more than you could will yourself to change your eye color. If it were that simple, no one would have depression, because we would all be able to just sort of snap out of it.
Right.
So,
as with diabetes, some people have to take insulin. I mean,
exactly. That it is what it is.
Right.
It could very well be a past issue or a past life issue, something that you that you hadn't dealt with that is forcing you to deal with it now. So I would, if you can, I would say get an Akashic record reading and see if it can be traced to a particular lifetime. Because once you know the source, you can do something about it. And maybe the
Absolutely.
source is that there is no source. Maybe this is just something that in this lifetime you have it for the rest of your life. It's okay. Like Sharon said, it's like, I'm diabetic. Well, okay. I take insulin. That's okay.
Yeah.
I may be depressed. I take antidepressants. Okay. It's just something that you do, and you can't control it any more than you can say, yeah, change your eye color. If you really wanted to, you could. No, you can't. There. Yeah.
My late husband was declared clinically depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never heard of this hidden depression, but just thinking it through, that sounds much closer to what he dealt with than clinical depression. And that's because when it would hit him, most people didn't know. And he would literally go hide in his room. He would go into the bedroom and turn out all the lights, close all the drapes, and hide in the dark. And it would take us days to get him out of the dark and back out into the light.
Yep.
Once we did that, he would be okay. But me not understanding what it was or how to deal with it, I'm sure there were things that I did that were the wrong approach. I just didn't know any other way to do it. But we worked our way through it, so that when he felt it coming on, he could give me warning signs so that I would know to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
I pulled for you. Have confidence. Look at all the tools at her disposal.
Mm-hmm.
Walking on that tightrope. It says strength, balance, being prepared, being tranquil. You have it. It's going to affect you at odd times when you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
Have a handful of people that you trust explicitly to help you deal with it when it does hit, so that you can give them a trigger word so that they know, okay, Book's going through some stuff. We need to do A, B, C, D, whatever the case may be. And then that way it's not you dealing with it alone, but you with a friend or a family member who's right there to help you step back out of it. Because it can take time for that to happen, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't take as long if there's somebody helping you with it
Exactly.
than it does if you're trying to do it on your own.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with willpower. Nothing.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah. It's interesting. I did the tarot. There's depression there. That's often talk about mental issues. And what I got was, I think he will have it. You agreed to it. It was a contract you made. Now I have a third card, the Lovers, and what I got from that is love it. It's part of you. But also I'm not being glib there. I'm just saying, give yourself self-love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do all the things that help you. And I'm sure you've already done them, like, going for a walk every day. Exercise is important. Eating well is important. Getting enough sleep. Maybe knowing what your triggers are. And also therapy. Maybe you haven't had the right therapist. They're all so different. And I agree with that. Somebody who can read the Akashic records, and also someone that can also taking a timeline back into your own life to see what happened, maybe in your childhood. Maybe you came in with it. It's just
Yep.
It's just is, or maybe it was triggered early in your life. So if someone can do that for you, but then help you release it. So if you're interested, you can. I have someone in mind that could do that for you. Go back in your time life and then release whatever that is, that energy that help you release it. It's not cheap, but it would be worth it.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you're interested in something like that, just email me at. I have the information on my channel. So
Yeah. Or even get in
you'll-
touch with Val.
Yeah, I was
Val,
gonna say Val did
there you
Val
go.
did an
Yeah,
Akashic reading on me
Yeah.
several weeks back, and we pulled up stuff that I didn't even know was still there, and
Yeah.
were able to pull it out into the light
Well,
and
I
then
would
release it.
recommend doing that because this other way is quite expensive, effective, but very expensive.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's this?
All righty.
Linda says she died on April 15th on the Titanic, born April 15th this time, have congenital asthma. Oh, I remember other lives too. So it's like drowning, eh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it would be,
drowning.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not being
Yeah,
able to get your breath.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, thank you, ladies. And we did pretty well since I'd forgotten to come up with a topic. So
We did fine.
Sherry said, "Oh, we can wing it." No problem. So who's hosting next week?
Next week is, hold on, I think it's
It's Aley, isn't it?
Val.
No,
It's Val. Okay.
Yep, it's Val.
it's Val. Yeah.
Yep. It's Val, then Aley, then Sherry, then me for next month.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
I'm sure people in the chat. What caught my eye is the doing EMDR. That really helped me with grief and depression over death of my son. So I highly recommend that.
So you
Okay.
got Val on the 6th. Is that right?
Okay, I will tell you, stop pressuring me. Yes, I have Val on the 6th.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
Aley on the 13th. I have you, Sherry, on the 20th, and I'm on the 27th.
I've just got us all a week earlier.
Okay. Yeah, well,
That's why I was like, wait, what day? Let me look.
Yeah.
Go back and
Maybe we
change
can
it.
talk about this off camera. Okay. So bye everyone. We're here every Wednesday, 4:00 Pacific, 7:00 Eastern. And please
Thank you for
visit
your
our channel.
donations.
Yeah. Yes.
absolutely.
Thank you for the donations. That was fantastic. And go to our each individual channels and put a like,
Subscribe, and
maybe a
share.
comment or an emoji. It helps so much. And I've been gathering subscribers. I feel from this weekly thing. So that's great. But I will start doing some work on my own channel. Okay.
Excellent. All righty.
Have a great evening, you guys.
Good night, y'all.
Take care,
Good night.
everyone. Bye-bye.